Hi, I'm John Manion. I'm 61 years old. I'm a commercial real estate broker. I've been on this Calibrated TRT a year and a half now, and the impact it's had on my life has been pretty fantastic. I've been given the opportunity to talk about my experience with this Calibrated TRT, and I'm happy to share my experience with you. When I hit my mid-50s, I noticed that my recovery time at the gym was really slowing down, and I was not getting anywhere close to, lifting the kind of weights that I was before. My sleep was a little kind of off, and that was a big thing. So I started looking around. What could I do to shortcut my gym experience to make myself be better? And I discovered testosterone replacement, that maybe the testosterone replacement would be a way to help me be better in the gym and my sleep and recovery come faster. Diving into Mr. Google, how do I get testosterone replacement? What's the best solution? And I was happy to find a number of different places where I can simply sign up and do a telemedicine appointment with some doctor, and they'll send me over a bottle of testosterone and some syringes that I can inject myself. And that was a little sketchy. And hey, there's a lot of people that are doing this kind of thing where they're self-injecting, and what's the best place to get this testosterone, and doing this kind of investigation. And I found a couple places, and I finally signed up with one where they sent me over a couple of vials of testosterone in these big giant needles and instructions on how to inject yourself. I think I probably went through 2 or 3 of these vials of this testosterone, and I didn't really notice anything. Nothing was changing. I'm looking for this fast recovery and this better sleep, and I wasn't seeing any of that. People that are doing these illegal steroids, and how I'm kind of falling into that same sort of category where, I go through my bag and I get this vial of oily testosterone and I inject myself, and it just seemed sketchy. It just seemed like there's probably a better way. And I came across the idea of this calibrated testosterone replacement therapy, this TRT, that's monitored by a doctor. So the promise of this calibrated testosterone replacement therapy was really what drove me to choosing this as my therapy. That it will actually increase your testosterone and not mess with the other parts of the hormones in your body. And that there's actually a doctor who's going to look at your levels and adjust them so that you are realizing this therapy. This journey that I've been on is been tremendous, where they do look at your blood tests, they do check your levels, they do adjust them so that you can realize those benefits of this testosterone replacement therapy. I sleep like a rock. My recovery time at the gym is fast. My can-do attitude, like how I feel at work and in life about choosing what to do, it's a much more ambitious feeling. That feels tremendous. And then the libido is a surprise benefit. It really has increased, and that's a wonderful thing. They gave me some choices. One, I could either choose weekly shots, or I could get a pellet into my muscle that will slowly release the testosterone over time. The pellet would last 3 months. I thought, that's a no-brainer. I don't want to be shooting myself every week, so I chose the pellet. So the procedure, oh my goodness, they're gonna, cut me open and put this pellet in my body. I was a little kind of nervous about that, but it was no big deal. After the procedure, I got in my car and left, went right back to work. There was no pain, there was no hindrance of anything. It was simple. The real effects that I've been experiencing over this year and a half on this calibrated TRT been really a game changer for me. I never felt any of the same sort of effects I felt when I was self-injecting that I'm doing now because of how they're monitoring everything. And I'm feeling great. The procedure was easy. The effects are tremendous. I sleep like a rock. I can't believe how well I sleep. The gym, I work out harder than I've ever worked out in a long time. And then my joints, the knee, shoulder, they don't hurt as much as it did before. Exploring the world and accepting life, it's much grander. And these results are, I believe, because of this calibrated TRT. But the magic to all this is I did the pellet, and they said it was going to last 3 months, maybe 4 months. Well, the pellet 3 times now has lasted 6 months. And that's surprising. I can't say enough about the effects that I have felt with this calibrated TRT. I didn't feel this when I did that anonymous self-injection. This calibrated TRT definitely has an impact. It has definitely increased all the good things I expected it to do when I first started this whole journey. So if I had to do this all over again, I would never have done this self-injection, anonymous, go online and get my stuff. I would have gone to the calibrated TRT right from the beginning.